5.63 checks in for Crosby Colapinto. His requirement has been reduced to a 6.83. Medina in the barrel, travels through this first section. Can he squeeze out? Yes, he does. Gabe Medina yanks on the rail for a beautiful down carve. Medina heating up in this heat, and Medina already in the lead, and I feel he's going to increase that lead with that last effort.
Because they were so confident in their wave choice down there. Gabriel Medina driving, picks a high line, stays right up high in the wave face. Beautiful barrel there, and you could see as that wave was approaching, you could see that lump down the line. It was a beautiful wave as it was coming towards him. And Gabriel, it was a difficult tube to ride because it was so high.
It's just voracious, tenacious. Gabe Medina, look at this.
Oh, he's in his little safety zone up there in the pocket of that wave, and took a perfect line. Any lower, and he would have come unstuck. But watch how high he stays on the wave here, right up high in the top half of the wave, driving through it. This is the money section right here. Starts to clamp. Gabriel, no problem, breaking through that foamy little section. And then a huge grab rail carve down. I love that. Just keeping that board stable.
Medina at it again during the break, Rich.
Oh, well, here we go. So Medina, another great looking wave. Big speed carve straight up into the pit again. Driving through this one, even better than the last. So Gabriel, there's that big grab rail carve that we're talking about. So, well, instantly, if the last one was 8.5, this one is going to go north of that, or it will, in my opinion. That transition from that first carve up into the barrel here, and you can see, in contrast to the other barrel where he was driving through it, Gabriel tucks up into this one, sticks his inside hand into the face, and slows himself down. So perhaps that will be
at their best, but Griffin's up on a big wall and absolutely lets go of a huge arc in the pocket. He's got so much grip on that rail. Now he's just playing with the open face. He's gotten there early to the lip line, and that's going to put him out to safety. Griffin loving it.
So I'd say he's finding his mojo right now. I feel like he's probably heard that last score click in.
Siva, Joella, watching the best in the world as we check out this replay. Always feels good when the wave spits, even if you're not in the barrel. But Hannah, talk about a great first connection.
Yeah, absolutely. He picked a really good one. I feel like these are kind of rare, especially with the wind, but to get one that connected all the way through, yeah, well done.
And then the inside, how'd you like the read, Flick?
Yeah, I just love the read. He just got up to it.
Talk about manufacturing a barrel that, like, it was decent, but he made it way better than it was.
Now deep on this one, Yago getting gunned out behind the spin. Driving into the first carve. Total control and all-time flow on the open face. Looking very patient, not trying to celebrate too early, and Yago shuts it down.
Perfect. Everybody in the channel talking about how sick it looks, and then they're going, yes, 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 and then he pulled up underneath it, and then once he got inside of it, you couldn't see him looking into it. It just was all filled up with the foam, and the whole thing was breathing, and all this wind was coming across it. It was so dramatic, and all of a sudden, poof, Leandro, in the channel, everybody else, wow, it was just elation. Beautiful ride, beautiful tube, great execution. Probably one of the better waves of the day, I'd say.
I agree with you, Strider. It's got to be the best. I mean, how deep he was behind the spit, and I love how he didn't overreact out of it. He just kept his patience, his composure to go right into turns.
You just also know that how much the judges appreciate that foam ball ride, and just a good indication of how deep you are in the tube, right? He was behind the foam ball and then came out shooting in front of it. Like, I just think back to...
And now rolling in, solid one, grabbing the rail on the takeoff, pulling up and under, trying to burn off some speed. Leo Fioravanti trying to punch free. He makes it, and now shuts it down through this end section. The Italian celebrates. He's been looking for that barrel this entire heat, and he's just been getting shut down. Finally found some space to open things up, and without priority,
he did not give up.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's see. So let's really see. This is a deep barrel. Wow. Okay, traveled some distance. He was deep. Let's have a look again. What do you reckon, Jesse?
Well, I love this stall right here, how he was able to like slow himself down, get to the most critical part of this wave, and right here starts putting on the gas. Weight forward, trying to generate as much speed as possible because that wave was running away from him and getting very tight, and he drove through that perfectly and came out pretty clean. Wasn't the most clean exit, but...
And then out the back, Gabe takes off. We saw this first turn and I was thinking, holy moly, he's on his way to go score. Identifies down the line. This thing's growing. Let's go, let's go. Charging down the line and comes flying out. To have the foresight to just keep waving like that.
Nah, look at, he's got nitrous in the tank. He's got a turbocharge right here. The speed that he gets, Jesse, is unlike anyone else in the barrel.
Like, this is so impressive. Look at the fumble he's going through. He's just waiting right there to absorb that, but he's actually just in front of it. So that was perfect timed. And I mean, I'm with him. Like, I think this is going to be a perfect.
Well, he's got two career 10s at Fiji. Will this be number 3?
Hey, my favourite bit was the claim. I think the blowing the kiss to the judges was that sealed the deal.
I like Jesse calling Gabe the Grinch, stealing Christmas right now. all of the presents gone from Jake Marshall because Jake was looking like a happy kid. Erin Brooks during the break. Jesse got this.
That was just an aggressive start of a wave, and second again, she's just able to pivot off that back foot on the bottom turns and get so tight, which, I mean, that's textbook surfing for a girl that is 100 pounds and that young. Like, that's impressive how much power she can match with the wave here at Cloudbreak.
Little but ferocious.
Yeah. You know what? It's just all down to her technique. This wasn't necessarily the biggest wave, and yes, she's physically smaller, but this comes down to just perfect technique, perfect placement of the turns.
Further down the line, nice lip section to hit with a bit of crumble to project off. Driving into another big hammer off the coping and looking loose in transition. One more blast and an airdrop for Griffin Colapinto.
Wow, great wave choice there from Griff. And that really nice wave from Griff. This one lined up through the inside, a projection snap, comes down the line. More critical on the second, and then on the third, gets more rotation off the lip, comes round, and then with the fourth one, even more before that wave bottomed out, and Griff rode out cleanly on that one. Oh, just so much skill when the surfer just disconnects from the wave, being able to reconnect, take all that shock, and
you can see the reef. We're nearly the high tide mark here. Live coral reef at Cloudbreak. A reef pass on an atoll here in the middle of the ocean. Here's our heat leader with Ethan Ewing using priority. Lip glide there for Ewing. Aggressive turn on the backhand. And one more time for Ethan Ewing, throwing that DHD board around. Looks for a little bit more room. He's going to kick out, look into better. His low of a 5.67.
He is surfing so well. Just the way, the acceleration he's getting out of his turns is incredible. So, gets through this first turn. This lip line, I thought, oh, he's going to get stuck, but he just powers around this. That turn there was so crisp. He just threw so much spray, finishes it off with a bit of a fin drift. But he's just looking in such good form. Like, just the awareness on the wave. And like you mentioned before, Jesse, always coming from behind the foam, which allows him to get so critical in the pocket. That turn there, I mean, throwing buckets.
Well, this is feeling like excellent surfing, and the judges agree.
A lot of great history here. And Tyler and Tati want to add their name to that list. Weston-Webb surfing for a spot in the WSL Final 5. Throws down a clean frontside carve, an absolute belt off the lip. What a combination of turns. Tati looking to shut it down, and she gets there late, but still controls it. Her maneuvers have been so impressive, especially since the back half of the season. Surfing with a lot of conviction and confidence.
Yeah, really crisp surfing here, Joe. Tatiana, there's this little speed element That is the point of difference between these two surfers at the moment. Just a ferocious hack down into snap. And then Tatiana, big wrap as she comes into this final section. A minor trip up on that final manoeuvre, but it didn't really matter. The intensity of these three manoeuvres back to back. Watch this one, carves down, holds that rail line, lets it go at the perfect time, sets up that clean snap in that really bowly section. Another nice carve.
Paddling and looking at it, forcing the priority roll for Erin Brooks as she's on the wind-up. Connects well. Down to the bottom, another solid snap. Big carve off the top of the wave and wrapping away towards the inside. Super quick surfing, total finesse from the 17-year-old, and a great use of priority, keeping Molly off that wave.
Let's check the replay. Hard off the bottom, straight into the first turn. Cuts it short because she gets to that section. Now she flares it out. Gets almost some tail release, and then she does on that third turn. Slides the tail ever so slightly, adding flare, but just sizzling through these turns all the way through to the inside. Just that fast action off the bottom, off the top, with so much speed. Staying nice and low at the top part of the wave and through those manoeuvres. Watch the angles here, throws the hands up for some theatrics. Sets it up here, drives off that inside rail, rotates the top arm, throws them up in the air again. Back down. Now watch the end of this turn. She gets nice and low to the board, tweaks that tail out.
I'd be surprised if Ethan doesn't go on this one.
I'll be very surprised too. That looks like the perfect wave you're looking for out there today.
Here he goes. Winds up, chops it down off the top. One more deep bomb turn, another chop off the top for Ethan Ewing. One more time, third, more aggressive, gets a little release. And a fourth, getting rhythm down the line. Gets loose with a little fakie ride before kicking out. There you go. That is a breakaway wave, and that's going to be a breakaway score.
Speed down the line, as you're going to see right here. He's going to take that little high line and then wave. And then right here, the waves just slow itself down, and he just goes to town. Massive first turn. Sets up right there. Always, notice, always bringing everything way back to the foam so he can get critical again. And just this one here, a little bit more spice, getting that tail blow. So you have to shift a lot of your weight forward for that last turn in order to get the fin to release. And that was textbook. This is the best score of the heat, of the day, in my opinion.
It's got to be excellent. It's excellent surfing, and
yeah, you guys are right. We're watching a 9-point ride here.
Yeah, I mean, Jesse, you called it. This is beautiful surfing. It's the best we've seen. And to your point, he just for me, he's the most informed surfer. He is reading this wave really well. This wave selection is beautiful. And his approach out here and his ability to identify waves and the wave selection is really playing into his favor.
Okay, I just want to point something out on this this last turn right here. You're going to see him getting very low on the bottom to try and put himself in a good position for this last tail blow. And it's very technical because you got to shift weight.
Try and get him, do his best surfing, but Rio's on a really nice wave here. So it's a really good heat because Rio surfs super quick and fast. So, you just got a really nice wave. So it's going to be a good battle right now. They both fast on the... Oh, that was a big score as well. So game on. This is going to be a sick heat to watch. But, Ethan's looking good. Great.
Has a look at Ethan right there, but doesn't get rattled. Massive spray turn, another one. And then he's going to finish with a bang. Critical, vertical,